Thank you, one and all out there. We're coming to you live now from downtown Homestead. We're Talk Visual 305. Please like and subscribe. We have a lot of good stuff going on right now, and we wanted to say good morning to you. So, did you miss us? So, thank you guys. So, I have to my right here Mr. Julio Guzman. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm feeling very, very good today. We've got a special guest in the building, him
Yes, we
and
do.
his wife. This gentleman has taken on and has embarked on a really, really daunting task, and he is the CFO of one of the greatest companies in the United States called Atlantic Sapphire. It is a land-based salmon farm doing business. It's the first of its kind in the U.S., and we have the privilege and the honor of having here with us today Mr. Gunnar Skinderhaug.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thank you for coming on and accepting our invitation. We wanted to say, a lot of times we bring persons on and we tell them up front, especially the men that comes on, we tell them we like to give you your flowers while you're here. Because a lot of times you come on these podcasts and they're trying to drain you of your resources, but then they don't say thank you in some ways where you feel that, it was genuine. So we wanted to say thank you for taking that opportunity out of your day.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
I'm sure there's a lot of things you could be doing today, other than sitting on our podcast. So we wanted to get to know you a little bit better. So tell us, welcome, and who are you, sir? Give us a little more insight of who you are.
So I'm Gunnar Skinderhaug. I'm in Norwegian, so
Okay.
I'm far from home. I came here a couple of years back. I've been working with salmon farming for decades back home. But I came here to work with salmon farming here in the United States,
Yes,
South
sir.
Florida. It's great.
Okay, good. So tell me, in the salmon world, Julio, I'm sure you have a laundry list of quick questions. I'll let you fire off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Gunnar, I read a little bit about you. You've got about 15 years in the seafood business industry, maybe more, from Norway, which Norway's culture is a lot different than the United States culture. How does it feel, and how did you get over to the U.S. in your current role?
So the company contacted me. They needed my support. There's been a lot of issues in the company during the first years. They decided they wanted more expertise. So both me as CFO and Pedro Corrard as CEO was brought in last summer.
Okay.
So based on my background, they found my profile attractive, and that's how it started.
If you could come a little closer to the mic.
Sure.
That way, audience gets a really good, they can listen really well. So you were in Norway, they contact you, you look over to your lovely wife and you say, hey, you want to go to Florida?
Yeah. Well, we've been to the United States a number of times. We've been traveling here. We actually planned to move here, upstate New York, back in 2015, was it? That turned out to not succeed. So we never came here. This was an opportunity. So I think we both were encouraged by the opportunity, and we came here.
So in Norway, because people think, you are the CFO of a huge publicly traded company. We commend you for that. It's not easy to get to your position. There are students out there right now that are studying engineering, and they're studying finance, and they're studying all these subjects in their universities. What trajectory can we give those students if they ever wanted to be a CFO of a publicly traded company, like the manner you're currently doing?
Well, my background was I started with controlling, financial controlling, pricing, following up engagement. I was working with Accenture at the time.
Okay.
Moved from there, more senior positions, managing finance departments, ultimately accounting manager.
Okay.
And from there, I was CFO in smaller companies in the beginning, and moved on from there. More experience gains more opportunities, and that's how I built my career.
So with your history of successful roles in other companies, Atlantic Sapphire said you're a great candidate to come and help the company move forward, because the company has some pretty interesting projections on what they can become, because currently salmon is all imported.
Yeah, the United States is the world's largest salmon market. The consumption is around 600,000 metric tons annually. We produce about, yeah, it is a lot. We produce about 5,500 metric tons. We're 1%.
Yes.
And then there's one more producer up in Maine,
Right.
which is another 1%. That means the 98% is imported. Some from Canada, so it's trucked from Canada.
Right,
But 80+% is either airborne or by ship.
And Demetrius, for people like you and I, when we go to Publix
Right.
and we pick salmon off the shelf, we typically don't know
Where it
come from.
Unless it's labeled, right?
Yeah, well, you'll see it in Publix.
Right.
You'll see the Blue House salmon.
Right.
Ah,
And the Blue House salmon is our
well,
salmon.
You're in my freezer.
Yes.
That's it. So I mean, it tells a story, right? I mean, you could have chose to work anywhere. You could have chose to go anywhere, but you chose there. Obviously, the history behind being there for the length of time you have been there. What is that like? I mean, obviously, you could say, you know what, Homestead, where they chose to create the business. I mean, they could have put that business in Alabama,
Yeah.
wherever they wanted to put it.
Well, the reason why Atlantic Sapphire is here in Homestead is water.
Right.
You know,
Water.
you're farming fish. The
Right.
only thing you really can't bring to the farm is water because you need so much water. You can bring feed, you can bring electricity, you can bring machines and people,
Right.
but the water needs to be there.
But so the water table there was low enough so you can just tap
Well,
in and
well, the unique thing here is that you can find seawater on
Right.
1,200 feet.
Right.
So we get our water from 1,200 to 1,800 feet deep. So that's
Wow.
way below sea level.
Right.
And nobody uses that water because it's
Right.
salty.
Okay.
So there is abundant volumes of water.
And the reason that Atlantic Sapphire chose Homestead is because there is a unique mix between fresh and salt water, which is how the salmon thrives in that environment, because
Right.
they basically mimic what it would be like in real life for the salmon. So thank God that they chose Homestead. We love Homestead. We live here in Homestead. So we're blessed that Atlantic Sapphire has chosen Homestead and the economic that it brings to the city. Now, we had a conversation earlier that, you know, the technology behind what you guys do is very different than what we are normally used to in the universities here. So is Atlantic Sapphire planning on hiring more workforce in Homestead? Because I'm sure people in this city would definitely be interested in understanding if there is, you know, new employment available at a company like yours.
So currently we are operating phase one. We call it phase one of our operations. We produce about 5,000 metric tons of salmon per year. On the land up on 217, we have enough space for phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, maybe even further phases. So there are plans to expand the operation. It's going to take some time because it's a huge investment, but there are plans to expand this operation. Currently, we're about 210 people, so it's significant already.
Right.
It will grow. Our plans is to grow and expand into the multiple phases.
I think the investment that the company has made, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is already about $250 million.
Yeah, you're right.
$250 million with room to expand. So Atlantic Sapphire is here for a long time, and they're going to eat into the market share of the salmon market, right?
So that 1%, they want the whole pie.
They want 5%, 10%.
Yeah, we can have 99 faces and still not cover the market.
Yeah, if you follow the market trend, right? They want it all to be made in the U.S., right, or done in the U.S. So
Exactly.
that sends a big message out there. So therefore, I don't know if they do tariff on those type of things, right? So that makes you happy because then that keeps the business all in all at your farm.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see that. What is fun for you? I'll switch subject real fast.
You know, outside of work,
Yes, outside of work.
learning American culture, exploring this area, exploring the entire country,
Right.
together with my wife and our 2 dogs. We like to travel. We like to drive around. You know, we drove all the way to Seattle this summer. That was a long drive.
Fun.
Yes, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, we loved it.
Awesome. So, I mean, that is fun. I mean, obviously, Homestead, I mean, you've been down to the Keys. I mean, have you been out on the boats and been in the backcountry, been on the Everglades, I would assume. And
Oh yeah.
that's fun. Awesome. Julio, what else we got, man?
No, I wanted to ask regarding phase 2, because currently we're in phase 1.
Correct.
When we get into phase 2, I know there's been some challenges there was a fire at one of the locations, and then there was fish mortality. Now you come in to help the company move forward. It's where all the money's got to flow through you. You've got to make certain decisions.
You're
right?
the guy.
You're right.
Cash flow is always king,
Right.
right? In any company. What are some of the challenges or some of the ways you think the small steps you'll make to move the company in the right direction?
Ooh, that's a big question. When we came here, Pedro and myself, back last summer, we had to make a plan. We had to make a plan how to turn this company around. We were harvesting fish at 2-3 pounds,
Right.
which is far too low, and it gives a poor revenue.
Right.
So the first step was to accept that we had some limitations. There were bottlenecks in the production, and that limited our ability to give feed.
Right.
Because the water treatment needs to be handling all these energy that goes in, all these solids that go into the water.
Right.
So we couldn't feed the appetite of the fish. So the fish were swimming around. They were hungry, but they couldn't eat because the feces would pollute the water.
I see.
So accepting that there were bottlenecks, reducing the ambitions short term, that's the first criteria. The second measure was to improve the bottlenecks, remove the bottlenecks,
Right.
increase the feeding capacity. And then the third measure, which is more long term, is continuing on phase 2, get more scale.
So for the audience that may not understand, the fish from baby to the grocery store, what length of time is that?
So we buy eggs from Europe. From the time egg goes into the hatchery until we harvest the fish is 22 months.
Right.
And of that, around 2 months is egg stadium, and then after egg is so it's 18 to 20 months of,
Right.
of swimming in the tanks.
18 to 20 months. Okay, and once you get that cycle running like a machine without bottlenecks, that's when it's a new day for Atlantic Sapphire.
So currently the machine is working. We're introducing eggs every 7th week.
Okay,
So every 7th week there's a new batch going in, pushing the next batch onwards, and the fish grows. We're currently harvesting fish at 10 to 12 pounds.
Wow.
Everything is working well. We're expanding or improving the efficiency on the farm, feeding more. So we have a plan. We're on the right track towards profitability. We're
Okay.
just following that plan and sticking to that, which is progressing well.
Did you give you guys? Do you guys have like a timeline and say, you know what, in the next 3 to 5 years, you want to see it here?
So our first target is to be profitable, and that's going to happen towards the end of 2026.
Right.
Beyond that, we will go into phase 2, etc. That is not timed.
Very good.
so are there any challenges that Homestead, geographically or Miami-Dade County impose on the company? And are there any other businesses that you guys would like to see around directly interacting with the company?
Ultimately, I mean, we're buying feed from Canada.
Okay.
It's a long haul.
Right.
So and we're buying a truckload every day.
Right.
So ultimately, we would like to have feed producer closer by, and
There you
we
go.
Right.
All you feed producers out there.
Okay, feed, get your stuff together.
and we have the land.
Right.
So that, I mean, that's the biggest cost.
Right.
Feed. It should be, because that's
Right.
what you feed the fish. You feed 1.2 pounds of feed for every pound of fish,
That's a lot.
which is a good conversion rate, by the way.
And what is the feed exactly? What is it?
So,
composed of?
it's pellets. It's a lot of ingredients: fish oil, fish meal, canola oil, different vegetable peas, starch, all these things that's combined into a nutrition that is beneficial for the salmon
Now-
to grow.
For those people that are into organic, because organic is expensive.
Right.
You go to Trader Joe's and some of these other places, it's expensive. Some people like wild caught, and some people like organic. That argument I mean, I would like something that doesn't have any free radicals or anything that's out in the ocean. How do you explain to people the benefits of Blue House?
So the benefit is that we control everything that goes in and everything that goes out of the tanks. Everything that goes in is the water from 1,200 feet is super clean. It hasn't seen daylight in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So there is no pesticides, there is no pathogens. We don't need antibiotics. We don't even need vaccines because there's nothing coming into the farm that will harm the fish. And the feed we have, of course, into the farm, and then we control everything that goes out. We treat the water and then inject the water into a deep aquifer.
Wow. So that is a recipe for all the investors, because it is a publicly traded company.
Right.
Get your pennies and get your money ready and start investing in Atlantic Sapphire, because you will ride this wave into
And get in now.
Elon Musk and Tesla's not going to have anything on Atlantic Sapphire, man.
So it's out there, guys, and thank you. It's important for us to hear the story of the stuff that's in our backyard, and that's a big facility out there that over 200 employees plus that's out there and growing. So, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience for the next gen or the next kid that's coming up there and saying, hey, there's something out here. What is that?
Yeah, well, you should all try the Blue House salmon from Publix. You'll get it at Publix.
That's right.
And that supports us and helps us growing.
You know, my younger brother is a manager at Publix in Lakeland.
Okay.
His name is Jesse. And I was asking him how Blue House salmon was selling, and he says it's flying off the shelf. It's flying off the shelf. People keep coming back, and sometimes it's hard for them to keep stock, right? But that's where he's going to come into play and make sure the cash flow is right, so they can keep stocking all of the grocery stores. Now, is it in most of the grocery stores, all of them, or just a few?
All the Publixes.
All the Publixes down here in Florida.
And we have Sprouts as well.
And Sprouts.
Okay.
So everybody that hasn't tried Blue House salmon, check it out. It's beautiful salmon. And by the way, salmon is one of the best proteins that people can eat.
Yeah. Especially
And
when
those
have
people that are
healthy
into health, so salmon is definitely one of things that you want to put in your diet.
I do have a question for you. The feed that you get in transport from Canada, would you guys ever consider doing it in-house?
Well, it's a science. You need knowledge to make
Correct.
good feed,
Right.
and there is a volume game. So who knows when we have multiple phases.
Right.
I don't think that's our first priority. We are farming salmon. We're salmon farmers, and
Understand.
someone else can make the feed.
Understand? Because we had when we had Snibbley's, he said they were throwing out certain
There were certain fruits, and the byproduct of that fruit, created the
wine.
Schnebley's winery.
Right.
That's a huge business for him now, which is great.
So it was just a thought, because that's what by accident they stumbled on. Well, this was good, and they turned that into wine. All of a sudden now they have a big business out of just
So
that.
you'll be fully integrated.
Right.
Yeah.
All in house. So that truck stopped moving like that.
No, I think we'll keep buying the feed from
now.
the professionals
For now.
for now.
And Gunnar, if anybody wanted to tour the facility, it's not open to the public.
It's not. Well, sometimes we take a short tour.
Right.
But usually it's not open for that
Understand.
because it's interfering the business.
So
And if people wanted more information on Atlantic Sapphire, should they just go to the website, or where else could they get information on what's happening so they can stay in the know?
Yeah, you can go to bluehousesalmon.com or
Bluehousesalmon.com.
atlanticsapphire.com. We keep those pages updated frequently, so you'll get most information there.
Go.
And in 2025, you guys became certified as aquaculture, and that's the first in the country that has done that. So there's a lot of cool things happening in Atlantic Sapphire, guys. Please check them out. Buy their stock. You're going to be glad I told you. And thank you, Gunnar, for the time you've given us today. Thank you, Tess.
Tess, would be remiss if we didn't say thank you as well for coming on as well. I mean, if you would like to add into what we have going on, by all means, she says, no, I'll stay back. So Gunnar, thank you guys.
He knows
You
this.
make an awesome team. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. This is our podcast, Downtown Homestead, just trying to leave crumbs for the next generation. And you're well on your way. We appreciate you and say thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Julio.
Thank you, Talk Visual. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to keep bringing you great interviews of people doing very big things, not only here, but in all of South Dade. Have a beautiful day.